Hello dear learners, welcome to this SWAYAM NPTEL online course on inclusive education. I am Dr. Umakant Prasad, an assistant professor from Department of Education, Vishwabharati Shantiniketan. Today, we are going to discuss lecture number 30, that is Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities. During this lecture, we will discuss about introduction of Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, historical context and vision of this department, core functions and mandate of this department, key initiative and flagship schemes by Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, and importance of establishment of this department. The Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities is a key government body in India dedicated to ensure the right and dignity and full participation of individuals with disabilities. Created as a separate entity from the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment in 2012, its establishment was a crucial step towards giving focused attention to the needs of the disability community. The department's core mission is to create an inclusive society where persons with disabilities can lead productive and independent lives. It works as a central point for all matters related to the empowerment of this community. Developing and implementation policies, programs and schemes that cover various aspects of life including education, employment, health and accessibility for persons with disabilities. From launching nationwide campaigns like Accessible India campaign to provide financial aid for accessory devices through a scheme like Assistance to Disabled Persons for Purchase or Fitting of Aids Appliances, that is ADIP, the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities is a resource for millions of persons with disabilities. It also oversees institutions that provide rehabilitation services, training for professionals and research to advance disability care. Through these efforts, the department works to break down barriers and build a society that value the unique potential of every individual, including persons with disabilities. Let us discuss historical context and vision of this department. For a long time, disability was primarily seen through a lens of charity and welfare. This approach was to provide support and aid to persons with disabilities, but often without a strong focus on their fundamental rights and full participation in society. A significant turning point was India's signing of United Nations Conventions on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in 2007. This international agreement shifted the focus from a medical model of disability, where the problem is the individual's impairment, to a social model where the problem is societal barriers. This meant that government's role was not just to help people, but to actively remove barriers and create an accessible, inclusive environment. This new right-based approach paved the way for the creation of a separate department. That is why, recognizing that disabilities issues were complex and required dedicated coordination across different government ministries, the Department of Disability Affairs was officially created the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment on 12 May 2012. This was a crucial step, giving the disability sector its own dedicated space and resources at the central government level. The name of the department was later changed in 2014 to the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, a change that reflects the shift from simply affairs to a proactive focus on empowerment. The term Divyangjan, meaning divine body, was later adopted to further promote a positive and respectful identity for persons with disabilities. Vision: a society of equal opportunities. It aims to build an inclusive society wherein persons with disabilities can lead productive, safe and dignified lives with adequate support for their growth and development. So, equal opportunities are reality. Every person with a disability, regardless of his or her condition, has the chance to get a quality education, find meaningful employment and participate in all aspects of social, economic and cultural life. Barriers are eliminated. The vision of the department is that this includes physical barriers like inaccessible buildings and transportation, as well as societal barriers like negative attitudes and discrimination. The Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities aims to eliminate these all barriers. Rights are protected. The department's vision is supported by strong legal frameworks, the most notable the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. This act, which replaced the earlier act, expanded the definition of disability to 21 categories and increased reservation in education and government jobs, further strengthening the right based approach. Empowerment is achieved. The goal is to move beyond mere survival and enable people with disabilities to become self-reliant and contributing member of the society, because they are the valuable member of mainstream society and they can contribute for the nation. This involves providing access to skill training, assistive technologies and financial schemes to foster independence and entrepreneurship. In essence, the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities historical journey reflects a fundamental evolution in thinking from treating disability as a subject of charity to recognize it as a matter of human rights and social inclusion. Its vision is a blueprint for a future where every individual with or without disability has the chance to thrive. Core functions and mandate. The Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities is the central nodal agency in India responsible for all matters concerning the welfare and rights of persons with disabilities. Its core function and mandate are comprehensive, designed to create a holistic and inclusive ecosystem. These functions are primarily guided by the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, which serves as the legal framework for all its activities. Policy and law implementation. The Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities foremost responsibility is to formulate, implement and monitor policies and laws that protect and promote the rights of persons with disabilities. The department works to ensure that the RPWD Act is properly implemented across all states and union territories, such as reservation, ensuring a minimum 4% reservation in government job and 5% in government aided higher education institutions for persons with benchmark disabilities. Legal redressal. Overseeing the offices of the Chief Commissioner of Persons with Disabilities at the central level and state commissioners at the state level, who act as grievance redressal bodies for persons with disabilities. Inclusivity. It is mandating inclusive education and accessibility in all aspects of life. Accessibility and barrier free environment. A major focus of the department is to create a universally accessible environment. This is driven by the flagship Accessible India campaign, that is Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan. The key functions include built environment, auditing and retrofitting government buildings, hospitals, schools and public spaces to ensure that they are wheelchair friendly and have features like ramps, tactile flooring and accessible toilets. Transportation. Working with railway, civil aviation and road transport ministries to ensure accessible buses, trains, airport and stations. Information and communication technologies promoting accessible websites, documents and digital platforms to ensure people with visual or hearing impairments can access information. Rehabilitation and financial assistance. The department runs a number of schemes to provide direct support and rehabilitation services to persons with disabilities. These schemes are designed to help persons with disabilities to gain independence and improve their quality of life. These schemes are as follows: assistance to persons with disabilities for purchase or fitting of aids and appliances, that is ADIP scheme. This is one of the most well known scheme which provides financial aid for essential assistive devices like wheelchairs, hearing aids, crutches and artificial limbs for persons with disabilities. Deen Dayal Disabled Rehabilitation Scheme. This scheme provides grant to NGOs and other organizations for projects that offer rehabilitation services, skill training and community based programs for persons with disabilities. A scholarship. The department provides many scholarships at various levels of education to ensure that financial constraints do not prevent students with disabilities from pursuing their studies. Skill development and employment. To promote economic empowerment, the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities focuses on enhancing the skill of persons with disabilities to make them employable, such as skill development programs. It implements a national action plan for skill development of persons with disabilities, offering vocational training through various government and non-government partners. Promoting entrepreneurship. Schemes are in place to provide concessional loans and financial assistance for self-employment ventures. Awareness and identification. The department is also tasked with changing societal attitudes and ensuring that persons with disabilities have proper identification to access benefits. Unique Disability Identification Project. This initiative aims to create a nationwide database for all persons with disabilities and issue a single universal ID card. This card simplifies the process of applying for schemes and benefits, replacing the need for multiple documents. Awareness campaigns. The Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities conducts campaign and events to sensitize the public about disability issues, celebrate the achievements of Divyangjan and promote positive portrayals to combat stigma and discrimination. There are many key initiatives and flagship schemes by this department. The department commitment to empowering persons with disability is demonstrated through its major initiatives and schemes. For example, Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan, that is Accessible India campaign. This is a nationwide flagship campaign launched in 2015 to achieve universal accessibility for persons with disabilities. It is a multi-pronged approach that focuses on three main pillars. First one is built environment accessibility. The goal is to make public spaces like government buildings, hospitals, railway stations and airports accessible for persons with disabilities. This involves retrofitting existing buildings with ramps, accessible toilets and elevators, and ensuring that new constructions adhere to accessibility standards. The second pillar is transportation accessibility. The campaign aims to make public transportation system accessible to all. This includes making buses, trains and aircraft more accessible with features like wheelchair friendly entry point and designated seatings. The third one is information and communication ecosystem accessibility. This pillar focuses on making information and digital platform accessible for persons with disabilities. This includes ensuring that government websites are seen reader friendly for visually impaired user, providing sign language interpretation for television news and creating accessible public documents. Unique Disability ID project. The Unique Disability ID project is a major step towards creating a comprehensive and centralized database for all persons with disabilities in India. The goal is to issue a single universal ID card to every person with a disability. This card will simplify the process of assessing government schemes and benefits, as it will serve as the sole document for identification and disability verification. The project also helps in better policy planning and resource allocation by providing real time data on the disability community across the country. Scholarship schemes. The department runs various scholarship programs, including pre-matric, post-matric scholarship and top class education scholarship. These schemes provide financial assistance to students with disability to pursue their education from school level to higher studies and professional courses. Assistance to disabled person for purchasing or fitting of aids and appliances scheme. The scheme is one of the oldest and the most impactful scheme of the Department of Persons with Disabilities. Its primary objective is to assist needy persons with disabilities in purchasing durable, modern and scientifically manufactured aids and appliances. This scheme provides financial assistance for a wide range of devices, including mobility aids such as wheelchairs, tricycles, crutches and walkers, hearing aids, various types of hearing aids and cochlear implants, visual aids, braille kits, talking watches and electronic visual aids, braille kits, talking watches and electronic magnifiers. Other aids such as artificial limbs, CP chair and communication devices. The scheme covers the full or partial cost of these devices based on the beneficiary's income and also includes provisions for medical and surgical corrections that are necessary before the aid can be fitted. National Divyangjan Finance and Development Corporation. This is an apex body under Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities that provides concessional loans to persons with disabilities for self-employment, education and microfinancing, thereby promoting entrepreneurship and economic empowerment. Skill development. The department is actively involved in skill development for persons with disabilities through its national institutes and various partner organizations. It runs training programs to equip persons with disability with the skill needed for gainful employment. The next scheme is Deen Dayal Disabled Rehabilitation Scheme. This is a central sector scheme that provides grant in aid to non-government organization to run various projects for the rehabilitation of persons with disabilities. This scheme supports a wide range of activities, including early intervention, programs for young children with developmental delays, special schools providing education for children with different types of disabilities, vocational training centers offering skill development program to enhance employability, halfway home providing residential care and support for individuals with mental health issues. Let us discuss the impact of this department. The creation of a dedicated department for persons with disabilities has a profound impact across various sectors towards inclusive education and their inclusion in mainstream society, such as legal and policy framework. The single biggest achievement is the implementation of Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. This legislation expanded the list of disabilities from 7 to 21, increased reservation and provides a strong legal foundation for an inclusive society. This had provided legal support for people with disabilities to demand their rights, creating a barrier free India. The Accessible India campaign has put the focus on making public spaces and services accessible. While the journey is ongoing, there has been notable progress in retrofitting government buildings, making airports and railway more accessible, and pushing for digital accessibility in website and government documents. Direct support and empowerment. Schemes like ADIP scheme have directly impacted millions of persons with disabilities by providing free and subsidized accessory devices such as wheelchair, hearing aids and prosthetics. The Unique Disability ID project is streamlining the process of getting disability certificate, making it easier for people to access benefits and services, changing perceptions. Through public awareness campaign, the use of the term Divyangjan, the department has worked to combat social stigma and foster a more respectful and positive attitude towards people with disabilities. Overcoming challenges and building a stronger foundation. Despite the significant progress, several challenges remains. The Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities future direction should focus on addressing these issues and concerns to ensure full and effective inclusion. Bridging the implementation gap. While policies and laws are in place, their effective implementation at the state and local levels is often inconsistent. The way forward involves strengthening the state commissioners' offices, ensuring strict compliance with accessibility norms and improving coordination between various government departments. Improving access to education and employment. Despite reservations, many persons with disabilities still face barriers in getting a quality education and fitting meaningful employment. The department's future effort will likely focus on inclusive education, providing more resources for teacher training, accessible learning materials and infrastructure in schools and higher education institutions. Skill development. Expanding the reach of vocational training programs and partnering with the private sector to create more inclusive hiring practices and entrepreneurship opportunities. Harnessing technology and innovation. The future is technology driven. The Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities is actively exploring how to use technology to empower people with disabilities. This includes assistive technology, promoting the development and affordability of new assistive devices powered by AI and other innovations. Digital inclusion, ensuring that all new government services including a planned national disability support AI chat bot are fully accessible from the design stage. Strengthening data and research. The UDID project is a step in the right direction, but more robust data collection and research are needed to understand the specific needs of different disability groups. This will help in creating more targeted and effective policies. Focusing on rural and remote areas. Many of these services and schemes are concentrated in urban areas. A key focus for the future is to expand the reach of rehabilitation services and awareness campaigns to rural and remote parts of the nation, ensuring no one is left behind. In conclusion, we can say the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities has been a significant force in transforming India's approach to disability. Its establishment and subsequent work have been guided by landmark Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. The department's impact is tangible through key initiatives. The Accessible India campaign has driven widespread effort to make public infrastructure and digital information accessible. The ADIP scheme provides crucial finance aid for assistive devices, while the UDID project simplifies the process of persons with disabilities to access government benefits. Looking ahead, the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities is focused on strengthening policy implementation at all levels. The department's continued efforts are vital to building a society where the Divyangjan can live with dignity, equality and full participation. There are some references here. Thank you.